And if I could, I'd make a deal with God. Alright, so for this video, I've just decided to say screw it. I'm gonna talk about the spoilers. So, big time spoiler warning, if you have not watched the entire 4th season of Stranger Things, that is Volume 1 and Volume 2, then do not watch this video because I will be talking about what happens in the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things 4. Unless you don't care, in which case, why don't you care? Everyone's talking about this. Oh my god, watch this show. Alright, let's do it. Stranger Things 4, Volume 2. So this is the final 2 episodes of the 4th season of Stranger Things on Netflix. If you remember, Volume 1 was the first 7 episodes. I made a video on that, you can check it out. So now the last 2 episodes have premiered, so now I talk about them. With episode 8 being about an hour and a half long, and episode 9 being about 2.5 hours long. That's a lot of content. So if you remember, Stranger Things 4 Volume 1 ended with an awesome reveal. That Vecna, the villain, is actually young Henry Creel all grown up, and he's also 1. As in, the first of the kids that Matthew Modine's character Martin Brenner experimented with. And like I said, that reveal blew my mind. Cause now we have a villain that ties in with the previous seasons actually. He has personal ties to some of our main characters here. And plus, he's pretty bad and he can do some pretty bad things. I mean, he was a nutcase long before he even became Vecna. That's how dangerous he is. I like that a lot. It kind of reminds me of Carnage in that aspect. Alright, so episode 8, titled Papa, it more or less revolves around 11 getting her powers back. Which of course she does, and there was never any doubt about that. Cause as repetitive as it may seem just to have her defeat the villain in every season, it is true that she's pretty much the only one who can. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves and admit it. Without 11 having her powers, everyone would be screwed. I mean, it looks like everyone is screwed anyway, but you know what I mean. Really, there are only a couple of things in this 8th episode that are worth mentioning here. 1, yeah, of course 11 does get her powers back. And 2, Martin Brenner. Cause yeah, I never liked him. I mean, he's a good character, but he's a dick. He's an asshole who just wants to keep 11 in this lab. In fact, it was revealed that everything he did with 11 was to try to get Henry back, I guess. So when the military shows up and starts gunning everybody down, and Brenner takes 11 and they get out of there, and then Brenner gets shot up, I was like, okay, good riddance. We all knew that there were going to be some big character deaths here in Volume 2, because characters die in every season of Stranger Things towards the end. But I'm just saying I was actually really happy when Martin Brenner finally died. Cause honestly, he deserved it. Even in his last moments, man, when he's like, everything I ever did was for your well-being. Please tell me that you understand. And Eleven's like, no. She just says goodbye. And I was like, yeah, I don't forgive him either. So I'm glad he's dead. Now 11 is finally free forever. Yeah, good riddance. That was pretty cool seeing her bring that chopper down. That was just an awesome action moment. And then Will and Jonathan and Mike and Argyle show up, and they get out of Dodge. 11 needs to see how everyone else is doing, so they go to one surfer pizza place and they make a makeshift sensory deprivation tank, and that's where they spend most of this final episode. So meanwhile, with the main plot, with Steve, Nancy, Eddie, Dustin, Erica, Lucas, Max, all them, Robin, they all come up with this big elaborate plan to go back to the Upside Down to take down Vecna once and for all. And so they execute the plan, and I'm just gonna get right to Eddie. Cause first of all, that guitar scene was straight up awesome. In his words, that was one of the most metal concerts I've ever seen, at least in a show. Just the whole aesthetic of it, it did look like something out of a Metallica album cover, which I'm sure is what they were going for. And he's doing that with Dustin because they need to distract all the bats that are flying around the house. Which works, and so the bats are coming towards them. They have no shot, so they're getting out of there. But then Eddie's like, I'm gonna buy you more time, and he cuts the rope thing. And he goes and he makes a sacrifice play, and I was like, alright, so Eddie's gonna die. There were quite a few characters who were in the dead pool that fans did not want to die, and Eddie was one of them, so sorry fans. But part of me did know that that was gonna happen because that is what Stranger Things does. They introduce a new character in a new season, and in that same season, they kill them off. I mean, season 1, they introduce everyone, but they kill off Barb. Season 2, Bob, Sean Astin. Season 3, Alexi. And now season 4, Eddie. And man, when Eddie is dying and Dustin is there, dude, that's brutal. Dustin's just breaking down in tears. It's sad to watch. There are some gut-wrenching scenes in this final episode, man. They really did a good job at drawing out the emotion. I'll get to that a little later on. Believe you me, I will. One cool reveal that happened is when Vecna is breaking it down to 11. Because now, okay, Max is distracting Vecna. She's putting her life on the line so Steve, Robin, and Nancy can destroy his body, like his actual physical body, while Vecna is playing a mind game on Max. So 11 is in there as well. She's piggybacking off of that, hence the name of this 9th episode, the piggyback. So Vecna / Henry / 1 reveals the whole thing to 11. We learn that he was the mastermind behind everything. When he first arrived in the Upside Down after 11 sent him there, I guess it was completely uninhabited, at least by mankind, and it shows him actually creating the Mind Flayer. So yeah, Vecna is not the Mind Flayer's 5-star general, it's pretty much the other way around. Vecna is like the final boss of the entire show. He's been behind everything that our main heroes have gone up against since the first season, which I thought was a pretty good, well done reveal. Because they really did tie it in with all the previous seasons. They gave a legitimate explanation. You know, unlike Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker. Just saying. Henry / 1 formed the hive mind. He basically is the entirety of the Upside Down. Alright, that's really cool. And so he still has Max under a trance, he's still gonna kill her. And man, oh man, this gets intense. Because Lucas is there protecting Max, but then Jason, the weirdo bully, shows up, which, alright. I might have missed this, but how did those bullies get into the Upside Down in the first place? I'm not sure. They might have shown it, I might have just missed it, but right now, in my mind's eye, it just doesn't make sense. Really, it just seems like they were there just to add another layer of intensity. Which does totally work because, dude, Jason gets into a fight with Lucas, oh my god. That to me was like the most intense shit ever in this entire final episode because I was like, dude, Max is in danger. She is gonna die. Jason, you cannot be here right now. You are ruining everything. Yeah, I knew there was something I didn't like about that dude. And sure enough, Max, oh man. Again, this was so hard to watch. And again, they drew it out for all the emotion it was worth. I mean, she starts floating up and then one of her arms does bend backwards. One of her legs bends backwards. I was literally out loud. I was like, no! I was so scared, man. I did not want her to die. Fortunately, that is when 11 snaps to and does start defeating Vecna. But oh my god, poor Max. Poor kid. When she's down there in Lucas's arms, man, and she's like, I can't feel or see anything. You see, like, her eyes are foggy, they're bleeding, and Lucas is crying, and then she dies. I was like, holy shit, Duffer Brothers. Seriously with this? That was brutal. And we even see 11, who's still up there in the mind. She's crying too, and I wanted to tear up, but for some reason I couldn't. I don't know why. But then 11's like, no. And I guess she brings her back to life? Apparently she can do that. Apparently she can resurrect people now. If she really cares about them, I guess. And so Max ends up in the hospital. I guess there's a heartbeat there. But then we see that 11 is like trying to read her mind, but there's like nothing in there. It's just a blank void. So honestly, I'm not sure if Max is gonna be okay. Which is good. That means I really care about the character because I hope she's okay. But the fact that I'm not sure, that's just really good writing. So big props to the Duffer Brothers on that. And also huge props to Sadie Sink. Dude, this actress, she's great. She's amazing. She's like one of the best in the season. All of her emotional scenes, like the one at the gravestone and the one here in this episode, where she's talking to Vecna, I thought it was all great. I can't wait to see Sadie Sink's career flourish after this. But yeah, Vecna is defeated because 11 overpowers him, and then back in the physical world, the Upside Down, he's burned alive by Steve and Robin, and Nancy shoots him with a shotgun, and he falls out the window, but then they go outside and they find out, oh, he did the Michael Myers from Halloween, because he's just gone, he vanished. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Will even says at the end, yeah, he can still feel Vecna is alive. He was defeated here, and he was probably weakened, but I'm pretty sure he is going to come back in the final season more powerful and dangerous than ever. Can't wait to see that. But since Max was temporarily dead, that did allow those big giant portals to connect in the real world. Which, first of all, alright, the way Jason goes, that portal opening up and just slicing him in half, oh yeah. That was awesome. I was like, oh! That was like a bittersweet moment at the time because we still thought Max was dead for sure. So I was like, this is terrible. Oh, Jason's dead. That's awesome. That was a great way to go too. I just had to point that out. But yeah, these big, huge gaps in the ground start forming in Hawkins. So now it's like the whole city's gone to shit, since Vecna now had the means to bridge the gap between the two realms. And so you're like, holy shit, alright, I'm starting to see what the 5th and final season is gonna be about. And so this big earthquake, of course it wounds hundreds of people. They're all being taken care of in that facility. There is one minor-ish thing I want to touch on here, and that is the whole Robin and Vicky thing. Because I've seen some fans bitch about this. They're like, nah, this is bullshit. They look like sisters. Honestly speaking, I mean, sure, we don't really know Vicky as a character yet. But I mean, what can I say? The dialogue, Vicky's blabbering on kind of like Robin was at the beginning of this season. And so I was like, alright, they have that in common. They could get along pretty well, and who knows, maybe they could start dating. But I mean, if the fans don't like that, maybe the Duffer Brothers will change that. I don't know. I don't hate this though. I mean, if they do change it, I won't be mad. Because obviously it's not the biggest, most important thing in the show. There are much bigger fish to fry. I loved seeing Hopper reunited with everyone. Oh yeah, Joyce and Murray and all them, yeah, they brought him back safely, no problem. So now Hopper is finally back and he's gonna be with everyone for the final season. Alright, cool, but that was a touching reunion scene with 11. And so that's where this season ends. This was a great ending, actually. We see Hawkins is in deep shit, war is coming, and we're all gonna face it together. Now that everyone is finally reunited, not everyone is in the best state mentally, but come hell or high water, we're gonna face this. Awesome. So in the end, I love Stranger Things 4. It's still the best season since the first season. I love the villain, Vecna. I love the writing. Oh my god, the writing was fantastic in this season. The visual aesthetic of everything was really cool. The music, of course, is still awesome. The score, Synths for Everything, still love it. The use of the licensed songs Separate Ways by Journey, of course, Kate Bush running up that hill, it's now mega popular. I love it all. And it's got me so hyped for the 5th and final season. I hope they deliver, man. Take all the time you need to make it. Just make it the best version and send off to this show that you can possibly make it. Make everything tie together. Man, I can't wait. So, Stranger Things 4, Volume 2. Have you watched these 2 final episodes yet? What are your thoughts on them? What was your favorite scene from this season? What was your favorite reveal? Are you excited for the 5th and final season? Do you have any theories? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. This is for you, Chrissy.